Bengals have passed an early season test. This, and I'm not the only person to say this, and this is not the first time I've said this, this is an extraordinarily important offseason. If the Bengals are going to win a Super Bowl with Joe Burrow as the starting quarterback while he's in his prime, this offseason is going to have a lot to do with that. And if they don't, this offseason is going to have a lot to do with that. They have a lot of really hard things to do. It's hard. Roster building in the NFL, we make it sound easy, but it is hard. They have to make the right decisions in free agency, make the right investments in free agency. They have to find guys who fit specifically what they're looking for. They have to identify the right players and then convince them to come to Cincinnati. They've got to nail it in the draft. They need to get instant return on the players they invest draft picks in. They've got to do some hard things when it comes to some of their own players. They have a lot of really hard stuff in front of them in the coming weeks and months. So you got to do the easy stuff then. You got to take care of the easy stuff. Getting Dalton Risner done is easy. You can't make threes until you make layups. Signing Dalton Risner was a layup. A layup. Here's a guy who wants to be here, has stated publicly his desire to be here, who last season helped give Joe Burrow the best offensive line that Joe has ever played behind as an NFL quarterback. The Bengals offensive line at the end of the season last year was performing at the highest level of any Bengals offensive line since, hell, you probably have to go back to like 2016. It's not to say that they were awesome. It's not to say that they were among the league's best, but there was a level of stability and reliability that had been lacking for years. Dalton Risner's presence on that offensive line was not the main reason for that, perhaps. Certainly not the only reason for that, but he was one of the reasons for that. So here you have a guy who wants to be here, who showed up and did almost exactly what you needed him to do, who's not going to cost all that much, who's going to give you a level of stability that, what are the Bengals always about stability? That'd be great to have on the offensive line. This was a layup. And so to whatever degree you want to give Duke Tobin and the Bengals credit for making a layup, give it to them. But they made it. And to a degree, they pass a very big and important early season test. Not the easiest or hardest test, I should say. The Bengals are going to have to pass this offseason. Not close to the hardest test the Bengals are going to have to pass this offseason. But it was an easy one. This was a bye game. This was a layup. This was a second grade spelling test. Bengals passed it.